Y'all excuse my attire. I'm in my work clothes, but I felt like recording, so here I go. I didn't really have anything in particular that I wanted to talk about, but I felt inspired to record. So just to share, excuse me, a lot of the changes that are taking place in my life and that have taken place in my life over the last couple weeks have been very good. Every level of elevation still brings a level, the best word, I don't want to use it because it can translate to stress, but every level of elevation is still going to bring a level of challenges. Church folk used to say, new level, new devils. And that sounds good, but in theory, if you want to be spiritual, it's the same devil. They just went and got some more of them because you're not going to be tempted with anything higher as you go higher than you would as you were lower. If drugs was never a thing for you, you're not going to be tempted with drugs. If being promiscuous was never a thing for you, somebody might try you, but it's not even going to phase you to want to do that. But if people know how to push your buttons, if you're in a place to where you have to make sure that you are responding properly, that might be your button, boo. That might be your place of testing and trial. And I'm saying that because that is mine. I'm a very loving, caring, generous, helpful person, but everybody does have a limit. However, what I am learning is that in order for me to be like David, and it says that he behaved himself wisely everywhere that he went, I have to know, hey, is this even worth responding to? Is this even worth me getting moved in my feelings and my emotions to the point where I feel like I need to respond? I saw a post that said, as you mature, you can respond to things in silence to the point where the people who tried you feel like they got over on you. And that is a true statement, but it also works for the enemy. If you don't show that nigga he pushing your buttons, he won't know what to do. So staying in a mindset and an attitude of this really is not worth my peace. I understand that things are going to happen. I do not have to respond nor give my attention to everything. But if I do have to give it my attention, I choose to do it in peace. I choose to do it in love. I choose to do it in a place of maturity because people are watching. Not everyone is going to tell you I'm spying on you and I'm watching your page to see what you're doing. But it also happens that way in real life because we have spirits that watch us and they go back and report your activity to see this worked, this didn't work, this worked, this didn't work. But we got them there, we got her here, we got them there, we got yo. We got to put on the full armor of God so that we are ready to stand against, you already know. And it is not this big spooky. Sometimes if you are under attack, yes, it can be a bit bigger and more grand. However, but on a day-to-day basis, it's the little things. The Bible says it is the small foxes that spoil the vine. So working on your mentality, working on your character, working on your heart, building yourself up in prayer and in worship, because I don't care who you are. You can make it financially without God. And the truth of that is there are many wicked people who are very, very wealthy. And then there are a whole lot of people who call on, believe in, profess. I'm not here to judge your relationship. You know how close to the Lord you are or not, but he loves you just the same. Nevertheless, that mentality, y'all know where I'm going with that. It's not about the money. It is about your character. It is about your heart. It is about what you stand for. So, if you are not in a position where you are prospering, you need to check your mind. Not God, because he don't fail. He's never late. And most of the times, he's sitting there watching us. We make jokes about it, but he's watching us lovingly and patiently saying, get it right? Do you understand who you are? Do you understand what I have put in you? Do you understand that my spirit dwells within you? You have access to everything because I am your Father, but you think so low. You speak so negatively. You doubt more than you believe. You walk around with an attitude and you're mad at everybody because you're miserable. And misery loves company. And you blame other people instead of working on you, ma'am or sir. And I love you. You know I do. You know I love you because I'm guilty of the same thing, which is why I tell on myself when I ain't right. But seriously, maturity is a requirement in this season. It is no longer playtime. For many of us who understand, who know, and who see what is going on, you need to get in place. You understand? You don't have any more time. You don't have more time. Not in the sense of it's over, but why would you continue to waste your time, your gifts, your ability, your potential, and the promises of God because you are, forgive me, too lazy to work on you? Everything ain't the devil. It's not. A lot of it is us. So, what are you going to do to change it? What are you doing to prepare for what you keep crying out to God for? And He so wants to give you. I'm going to say this and I'm going to go because I got to go back to work in a few minutes. I love my grandmother. She is a very spirit-filled woman, but at the same time, she will take your head off. My mother, Betty Gilmore, was the same way, but they would only do it like a mother would, protecting their young. That ferociousness and that viciousness, they would only do it if you hurt them. I realize I may want to say or do things if I'm hurt. However, my thinking shows me it's not personal. It's not me. Most times that person is miserable or they're being used by the demonic spirits to antagonize or come against or buffet against you, which is why you have to show love to all men at all times. Pray for those who spitefully use you. Y'all know how it goes. But we feel justified in responding how we want to. Well, that's just the way I am. Well, the way you is needs to change to more of the way that God is. Day by day. One step at a time, boo. We on our way. I love y'all.